Grievances. The member for Albany.
Deputy Speaker, I rise today to raise a grievance with the Minister for Education concerning the VacSwim program in the Albany electorate. I thank the Minister for taking my grievance and for the opportunity to bring to the attention of the House the practical, life-affirming, well-founded, safety-first program that is VacSwim. The Education Department delivers VacSwim programs at 170 closed and open water venues, including surf venues across the state. A recent review of open water locations undertaken by the Education Department identified a small number of venues, including 2 beaches in my Albany electorate, Cosy Corner and Cape Ridge, where appropriate risk mitigation strategies could reportedly not be implemented. The Department of Education made the decision to cease summer VacSwim programs at Cosy Corner and Cape Ridge due to the cited multiple risks associated with students learning to swim in unpatrolled open waters. Minister, as a born and bred member for Albany, I grew up swimming at Binlup Middleton Beach. One of my first jobs was a swimming teacher for VacSwim, followed by a program coordinator for Surf Lifesaving WA, where I coordinated the delivery of beach activities for schools by assessing the risk of delivery. I wholeheartedly know the benefits and I know the challenges of teaching kids to swim in open water, and that's why I've worked so hard to make sure that any review of the VacSwim program in my electorate, which has so many incredible stretches of coastline where people can swim, play and surf, including the views and feedback from my constituents. As a background, over the 2022-2023 Christmas holidays, summer VacSwim lessons were delivered to 36 children at Cosy Corner and 29 children at Cape Ridge. That's 65 children altogether. That's 65 families that otherwise would not have had the opportunity to visit the coast, learn about safe open water swimming and enjoy the company of other families if these lessons had been cancelled. This is particularly relevant for those families who attend Cape Ridge VacSwim lessons. For those families, VacSwim not only represents an opportunity for kids to learn to swim, it's an opportunity to socialise, share experiences and network with others post-harvest. In the words of one of my constituents, these swimming lessons are a huge part of our small community. We plan our summer holidays around these lessons. To have to travel to Bremer Bay is an hour, and it's an hour more to Albany each way, which is a huge ask. In the words of another constituent, I believe the understanding of kilometres these children travel to get to school, to music lessons, to doctor's appointments, or even a swimming lesson is hard for people to comprehend. It's really hard living where we do, really isolating, and it's getting harder. Fatigue in arguing these issues is wearing us down. Please take this seriously, as we seem to be continually told it's just a numbers game. We know how isolated we are. It would be nice if something in our communities wasn't a fight to keep. As an older parent, I can see that mothers of these smaller children will just move to Albany, leaving fathers on the farms and businesses alone. That isn't good for anyone, especially family and community. You can hear how desperate my constituents are to retain their VacSwim lessons, because they are not just about swimming, they are part of a scaffold that keeps communities together, engaged and active. They are just one necessary element of critical social infrastructure that keep regional communities alive. My understanding of the facts which informed the Department's decision to consider cancelling VacSwim at Cosy Corner and Cape Ridge included: 1. Venue being unpatrolled with limited access to emergency services; 2. The Department staff managing risks associated with sharing the beach venue with members of the public; and 3. Previous incidents having placed students and instructors at risk. As a result, my community provided feedback to me regarding the decision to cancel the lessons. The Minister requested that the Department seek further independent advice, and I thank the Minister for this. After seeking advice, including from WorkSafe WA, the Department determined to contract an external organisation that specialises in risk assessment to conduct an independent review, which resulted in an external consultant engaged to undertake the review. As soon as I learned the Department I've written to my constituents, my office proactively engaged with them on individual and community-wide basis. We received emails, phone calls and in-person visits from constituents unhappy with the VacSwim decision, and I decided to advocate on their behalf because I know how important the VacSwim program is, particularly in regional communities. On the 8th of June, my office visited Wellstead and listened to the views and solutions put forward by that community as part of their efforts to retain the VacSwim lessons at Cape Ridge. A strong contingent of locals made their position very clear. They were there to fight for what they see as a positive, beneficial outcome for their community that guarantees the ongoing access to VacSwim. What was also clear is that the community is a community of doers. They're used to fighting for their small communities to survive. On the 21st of July, I was back in Wellstead again to meet with the community to discuss the VacSwim review, following a visit to the Wellstead Primary School, where all the students actually wrote to the Minister when I was delivering a civics presentation, which was really heartwarming. My office continued to field calls, emails and visits from supporters of the VacSwim at both Cosy Corner and Kate Ridge, and I also discussed the matter with the City of Albany and about possible solutions. Following emails updating a core group of active constituents were sent in again in mid-August, updating our locals on the progress of the review, pending the report and its recommendations. As part of the review, I met the VacSwim program reviewers to provide input and to ensure that all of the listenings that I had done with my constituents on the issue was fed back to the reviewers. I understand the review is now complete and the report is finalised, and I thank the Minister for the opportunity to be involved on behalf of my community. Enrolments for the 2023-2024 VacSwim season open on the 26th of July, and enrolments are currently still being accepted. My office continues to provide responses to concerned constituents. Minister, can you please update the House as to the status of the much-loved VacSwim program in the electorate of Albany?
Thank you, Member.